energy flow, stepping into life, we're ready to shine. With every step forward, we're crossing the line. Embrace the hustle, let the fire ignite. Together we rise, we'll conquer the night.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Tapping Into Life podcast. I am your spiritual life coach, Matthew B., back with another episode. So come on in. It is so good to know that each and every one of you are continuing to take the time out of your busy lives to invest in a better you. Okay? So come on in. Y'all know what to do. Grab your snacks, your pad, your pen, put your jammies on, grab you a drink, whatever it is that you need to do to feel comfortable. Come on into this living room. Look at all the space in the living room, y'all. Come on now. Let's get into this living room. Let's have a seat and let's have a conversation because I need to check on y'all. I'm just checking on you. Okay? That's the topic of the day's episode. I'm just checking on y'all. I'm just checking on you. Okay? How are y'all doing? Okay. How are y'all doing? How are y'all really doing? Okay. I don't want no, I'm fine, I'm okay. No, if you ain't fine, you okay. If you ain't fine and you ain't okay, then you're not fine and you're not okay. But how are you doing? Let's begin to be honest with ourselves. How are you doing? Okay. Because there's been a lot going on. All right. We are in the home stretch towards the end of this month. And baby, listen, y'all know it's been a lot going on. So we need to do some checking in. You need to check in on your loved ones, your mama, your daddy, your siblings, your nieces and nephews, your cousins, your grandparents, your friends. You know, check in on your husband or your wife or your boyfriend or your girlfriend. Okay? Check in on everybody. But most important, check in on you, the individual. All right? Check in on you. Because my question to you all is, where are you? Okay? Where are you as it pertains to who you are, as it pertains to your spiritual existence? Where are you? And and I'm not asking the question to spark a question in you, and you ask yourself, "Where am I?" And you go on this whole, you know, panic mode of I should have been here, I could have did this, I would have done this, but this happened. No. That's not what I'm asking. I'm asking, where are you in this current moment? In this current moment, in this current season of your life, in the journey that we call life, where are you? Where is your mental? Mm. Where is your mental self? Where is your physical self? Where is your spiritual self? Where is your emotional self? Are you stressed out? Is your blood pressure high? Are you having, depressed days? Do you feel angry or sad? Do you feel like giving up? Ask yourself, where are you? How you feeling? How you doing? And be open and honest with yourselves. Because I've seen too much that has been too disturbing for me, who has a spiritual assignment, to not come on here and check in on my people. My people are you. My people are you. whoever's watching, who's ever listening, if you take something I've said and it has helped you out and it has gotten you through some stuff, and you share that same information with the next person, then guess what? Listen, they're my people too. But where are you? Be open and honest with yourself. Where are you? I know things are going to be okay. I know things are going to turn around, and I'm pretty sure that some of you know that some things are going to shake, some things are going to turn around, some things are going to work out for the better. But right now, where are you? Now, if you out here, you're doing good. Hey, you're doing good. You're doing good. Praise God that you're doing good. Sincerely. But if you're troubled by something, if you're being affected with this atmosphere that's going on that we share, be open and honest with yourself and say, look, this is now, this is getting out of hand. This is getting outrageous. And stand in it. I'm not saying embrace it, but stand in it. Be knowledgeable and conscious. Be comfortable, not in your feeling, but be comfortable with the reality of what you're feeling, of how you're doing. What are your emotions? Where is your mental? Where is your spiritual? Where is your physical? Because I know there's some people out here, baby, with all of this stuff is going on. I understand that you feel like giving up. I understand that you making some tough choices. I understand that y'all are experiencing some of y'all are experiencing some traumatic things. I understand all of that. But how are you maneuvering through this? How are you faring through this? What productive and proactive things that you can come up with that helps you navigate through this uncomfortable moment in time? I've been this past month, right? What is the day? The day is October 21st. In this past month, I have seen one too many RIPs. I've seen too many rest in peace, sleep in peace, rest in paradise, whatever we put to acknowledge and honor someone who has transitioned on to the afterlife. Okay. I've seen one for me is too many. Y'all know, in my utopia, in my perfect world, everybody should be 100 years old. And you may go through a storm, but that storm ain't gonna rock you. It ain't gonna mess with you. It ain't gonna, destroy you. If you're sick, oh, it's just a cold. You'll feel better tomorrow. That's in my perfect world. Now that's if I had it my way now. But the reality of it is, I have seen one too many posts on social media about people who are passing away. And the thing about it is, I understand, people, you may say, well, Matthew, people die every day. I understand that. I clearly understand that. But what's most uncomfortable is that what I'm seeing on social media is a lot of people who are passing away because they felt there ain't no more good gonna come in their journey called life. And they felt that the best option or the best solution was to take their own lives. That's what's bothering me, right? Because somebody who, coming from someone who has experienced those thoughts, I'm making my business every day that if I can say something to talk you off a ledge, if I can say something that'll kick those thoughts out of your head, if I can say something that'll help you build that chain to control that emotion that's going to compel you to do that, if I can say something, then I'm going to do it. Right? I'm going to do it because, we were in the pandemic. And when we were in the pandemic, we were forced to sit at home dealing with so much. For those who had not healed, for those who have not forgave, for those who were sitting with these monsters of trauma and feeling the effects of this spiritual virus called unforgiveness, of this spiritual cancer of not healing. That was taking a lot of people out. So now, 5 years later, here we are. We're in 2025. And for some reason, and I'm saying some reason because I don't know why everybody, for those who have done this or thinking about this, I'm not sure what your reasoning behind it is, right? Multiple factors are involved. But when I'm seeing this, it hurts, right? And I understand some of y'all can agree with me. Some of y'all feel the same way I'm feeling. It hurts like hell to know that all somebody had to do was hold on just a little bit longer. All somebody had to do was do one little thing. And for whatever reason, it didn't happen. So my question to you all is, where are you and how are you faring through all of this? Because I've been sitting back this past month. And I've really been eyeing things. I've really been focusing on some stuff. I've been doing my research on some things. I've been listening to what's being said in the news and being posted on social media. And for those who do, lives and podcasts and stuff, I've been listening to these things. And I would have never thought, and I am 34, I would have never thought that in this moment, every traumatic event that has happened in the history of the world is happening at the same time right now in our country. What do you mean, Matthew? Let me break it down to you. got these people out here, these brothers and these sisters are deciding to take their own life. We have the racial tension. We got inflation, right? We got a certain group of people out here trying to take the rights or manipulate the rights of certain communities and certain minorities, women, LGBT community, the Black community, the Hispanic community, Muslim community. Like, there's so many communities, right? We got people who are kissing their babies and their husbands and their children and their parents. They kissing them goodbye as they go to work, as they go to school, as they go to the store, only to be detained, thrown in a truck or a van, and never to be seen. Again. Think about it. We had the racial tension. We had the racial tension, right? We had that racial tension during segregation, during the Jim Crow law. We had that racial tension. Okay, y'all following me? Follow me now. We had that. Okay. And then there was World War II, where the Nazis were ripping the babies from the Jews, just like the slave owners were ripping the babies from the slave. "2025, we got a certain group out here. We got a certain group out here who feel that it's necessary to clean up our country by ripping families apart. That little boy, that little girl, that young man, that young woman, that mama, that daddy, that husband, that wife, that boyfriend, that girlfriend, that friend just knew that they was going to see their loved one when they got out of school, when they got back from the doctor's office, when they got off of work, when they got back from the store, families being ripped apart. Instead of coming to a compromise, instead of being diplomatic and say, you know what? I don't want to do this way. Let's find a better way. Because at the end of the day, certain things have to be done correctly. But let's form a peaceful way of doing things. Mm. We got the Supreme Court overruling abortion. So now the women out here who were sexually assaulted and became pregnant has to bear the child of the person who sexually assaulted them. And in some states, they can't get that abortion. Mm. You got inflation through the roof. Inflation is through the roof. Housing is expensive. Groceries are expensive. Insurance rates are through the roof. I remember I could take $150 of my hard-earned money and fill a grocery cart up. Now I get 3 items and I'm at $150. You got health care. People are losing their health care. People are losing their health care because we can't come to an agreement on the budget. But we can tear down a part of the White House for a ballroom. Oops. Y'all see where I'm coming from? Do y'all see where I'm coming from? Where I understand y'all, we tired. We are tired. Some of us got some decisions to be made. How I'm going to come up with enough money to make ends meet. Do I need to downsize what I got? How I'm going to feed the kids? Do I need to get a second job? Do I want to leave the job that I love and find another job that I can make more money? We're tired. I know we tired, y'all. I know we tired. And I'm going to say we because I'm feeling, look, what's going on? It's like, you know what, Matthew? Don't let it get to you. I'm going to need you to put some duckies in a row, put some plans to action. So I understand that we're tired. I understand that we want to give up. I understand that we can't stress, but we can move. We can't stress, but we can keep walking. We can't stress, but we can come up with a plan to help us navigate through this. And it's getting to the point that's, like I said, it was getting to the point that we are unaliving ourselves. We're committing suicide. We can't do that, y'all. And honestly, rest in peace to those who have decided that that was the best option to deal with life. Rest in peace. But for those who have not made that decision, but have thoughts about making that decision, don't do it. Don't do it. I understand the mindset and some of the thoughts that somebody might feel because I was there. I've been there. But you have people who love you, people here to support you, people here to help you. If it's some food, they could cook you a meal, help you out with some food. They can help you out with some money. They can help guide you to certain places and certain programs. They got their listening ear and their shoulder to cry on. You have people out here. Come on, y'all. And yeah, it's your support system. Yeah, it's your village or your close circle. But look, it's strangers on the streets too. And there's still good people on the streets that say, you know what? I feel you. We need hugs, y'all. We need hugs. Y'all know how good a hug feel when you down and out. When you down and out, and you still trying to process stuff. So you really don't want to talk about it because you really ain't fully processed stuff. So you really can't have a conversation with somebody because you really haven't finished assessing how you're feeling. But just tell somebody, I need a hug. I need a hug. And we can't shun good people out. We can't throw good people away. We can't push them to the side and put them on the back burner because we're going through what we're going through. Because these good people were meant to be present. So your loved ones, y'all, that's going through something, hug them and let you know, look, life is kicking me in my butt too, but I'm gonna maneuver through. Come on, come on. I'm gonna hold your hand. We're gonna walk together. We're gonna maneuver through. We're gonna lift each other up. We're gonna support each other. We're gonna pray for each other. We're gonna speak life and positivity in each other's lives. Where are you? And how are you faring? Do y'all got a hobby? You got a hobby? You have that thing that you do, that productive, creative, positive thing that you do that you could just woosah and take that deep breath in and that deep breath out and just relax yourself and you find that peace. For those who go to therapy or believe in going to therapy, are you going to therapy? Are you sitting on somebody's couch? Because at some point within them first two conversations, that therapist is gonna ask you, you got a hobby? We need to get us a hobby. We need to get us some hobbies. What are your hobbies? I got a list of hobbies. And I'm gonna tell you something. I be wanting to do all of my hobbies that are every list, every item on my list. I be wanting to do it every month. And I understand, look, I gotta go to work, I gotta do this, do that. But see, here's the thing. Just because things go good don't mean that you stop checking in with yourself. And this is where and I'm gonna say we, because I gotta slap myself upside the head and remind myself to do this too. I don't care how good or bad, even if it's good, we got this habit of when life is going good, we don't check in on ourselves. But the moment things are going bad, then we want to check in on ourselves. We got to stop doing that. We got to check in on ourselves every chance we get. I understand some of y'all are parents. I understand some of y'all work long hours. I understand that some of y'all are primary caregivers of your elderly or your disabled. I understand all of that. But at some point, your elderly loved one is going to take a nap. That newborn is going to take a nap. At some point, that one that needs constant care is going to take a nap or they're going to go to bed. They're going to have their moment of rest. And you know, because I understand and I'm gearing towards those who are primary caregivers and you know have kids that may have a disability or you know who needs constant attention or more attention than somebody else. I understand that primary caregiver, you know, of the one who of the elderly, who is taking care of the elderly and whatever ailments that they may have. I understand all of that. But at some point, these people that we taking care of and we primary caregivers of, at some point they're gonna have to go to bed. At some point, they're gonna take a nap. Check in on yourself. You have to make time to check in on yourself. Even if everything is going good, check in on yourself. Yeah, your job going good. Yeah, your marriage going good. Yeah, your family doing all right. Yeah, life is good. You're getting your bills paid. Yeah, you just came off of that beautiful vacation, but still check in on yourself. Check in on you. Because we don't do that enough. I understand you got to get them kids out of bed to get up and get them ready for school. You got to make time. So if that means waking up an hour early and just breathing and checking in on you and asking you and say, "Hey, how am I doing?" And you ask you, how are you doing? How are we doing? When you done put the kids to bed, you know, you got them off the bus, you done feed them, you know, fed them dinner, help them with the homework, put them in the bathtub. Okay, y'all go to bed now. Before you lay your head to pillow, just take a moment and ask yourself, how you doing? After it's all said and done, and you know, if you're taking care of someone who's elderly or need constant attention, you know, a little more attention, you know, round the clock care, ask yourself, they got to go to bed. Ask yourself, how are you doing? If you out here and you are with, you know, you trying to get your business up and running and you putting in long hours of research and development, you putting in long hours trying to do this, that, and the third, ask yourself, how you doing? I understand we like our, you know, we like our spouses. I understand. Hey, that's my husband, that's my wife, that's my boyfriend, that's my girlfriend. Hey, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, give me about an hour. I got to check in on myself. I understand that you might have to work two jobs to make ends meet. Cool. Find time to ask yourself, how are you doing? Because what's more important, a dollar or your sanity? What's more important? A dollar or your sanity? What's more important? Because at the end of the you have to check in on you. Because if you don't check in on you, you can't be that primary caregiver. You can't be that strong, sane primary caregiver. If you don't check in on yourself, you can't be that husband or that good husband or that good wife if you don't check in on yourself. You can't be that good mommy or that good daddy if you don't check in on yourself. You can't be that good grandparent or that good aunt uncle if you don't check in on yourself. You can't be that good friend. You can't be that good coworker. You can't be that good employee if you do not check in on yourself. I find joy sometimes waking up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. And for a couple of hours, I am checking in on me. I'm assessing my thoughts. I'm assessing my feelings and my emotions. I'm asking myself, Matthew, how are we doing? Now I know we building for the greater good. And I know that we got a lot of work to do with helping other people. And I understand that we got to get up and go to work in a few hours to make some money so we can pay the bills. But how are we doing? I understand it's 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, but I'm checking in on myself. I'm asking myself, am I okay? We need to take a moment and we need to breathe. We need to take a moment and we need to self assess. And don't get upset when you take that moment and the reality is you're not doing good. Don't get upset. Don't get stressed out. Don't get discouraged because who said that you would live a life where nothing is wrong, that you're not going to go through any storms, that you're not going to have to, take care of this person, take care of that person? Who said that? But we have to have a sense of peace, even in the midst of a storm. We have to be sound, conscious, and sane, even in the midst of a storm. We can't be out here making irrational decisions and making decisions based on false perception or emotions. We can't do that. We can't be out here making decisions based on false information and stress. We can't do that. We can't be out here making decisions on confusion and discord. We can't do that. We have to have a sense of peace. And if that means sitting on somebody's couch for an hour every week, then that's what we need to do. If that means doing that hobby every single day, that's what we need to do. Our individual selves requires us to make time to check in. And if we ain't doing that, that is a detriment to our safety and well-being in every aspect of our lives, both internal and external. And like I said, y'all, I understand. There are some of y'all, the thoughts are just running in your head. I'm going to need y'all to take a moment and breathe. If you can, take 24 hours and breathe. If it's just an hour or two, take an hour or two and breathe and relax. And if you need to cry, you need to cry. If you need to pray, you need to pray. If you need to get angry and yell, you get angry and yell. But baby, we got to get this under control. We have to check in on us. I'm not okay. Why am I not okay? I'm not okay because of A, B, and C. Why am I allowing this to bother me? I understand I'm stressed out because of this. I'm stressed out because of that. You being stressed is not going to help you maneuver through. I understand it's hard, y'all, because some of the same stuff that's going on in your lives has gone on in my life. I understand it's bothersome. I understand why one would be worried. But my peace is more important. So if I got to go through this storm, I'm going to go through this storm, but I'm going to go through the storm in peace. If I have to take care and be the primary caregiver of somebody who can no longer function as a normal individual, I'm going to do that in peace. If I have to endure the hardships in the in the inflation and the racial tension, I'm gonna have a sane mind. Because I am at a point in life where my spirit, where my soul is now in control. I'm in a moment in life to where my soul, which is the mouth of the spirit that bears the fruit, and my spiritual existence, my emotions are under control, my mental is stable because it is connected and aligned with the likeness of the spiritual universe. Some people may call it may say God, some people may say spiritual universe. I don't care how God manifests himself in your life. I'm gonna need us to get connected and aligned with the divine creator. However, he has manifested himself. If you got to unlock them chakras, however you pronounce it, them chakras, then you got to have to unlock them chakras, all 7 of them. If you're going to have to sit out on the side of a lake or at the beach, or if you're going to have to embrace the nature and breathe that fresh air of the nature and smell that nature to get a sane mind, hey, God created it. Let's use it. If you're going to have to sit on that couch, baby, you sit on that couch and you talk to that therapist. If you're going to have to go to church, you go to church. If you're going to have to pray and meditate, baby, y'all pray and meditate. We're going to have to figure this out. Because if we ready ourselves in this season, despite of the storm, if another storm shall come up, we will be ready and we won't let it affect us like this. If you know somebody going through something, call them up right now, y'all. Call them up. Hey, I know life is hard. And I know things are getting to you. If you need somebody, talk to me. If you need somebody, call me. I have 2 ears and 2 shoulders and 2 arms to hug you and let you know everything gonna be okay. Let us begin to continue. Well, let us continue to speak love and life in people. Because what we do is we like to go through a storm and we like to lock everybody out. But have you ever realized, even in the midst of you going through something, if you speak life, love, peace, faith, God, however it is, if you speak the likeness, the 9 fruits of the Holy Spirit into somebody, that you find it easier to maneuver through the storm that is not designed to kill you, but designed to strengthen you and prepare you and ready you in this season. So, in the next season, when you're actually looking head on and dead straight, face to face with stuff that God promised you, you'll be able to go through it. You'll be able to embrace it. You'll be able to handle it. So let us, as we maneuver through this, and I understand it's hard as hell, y'all. I understand it's hard. I get it. I get it. Who woke up this morning and thought that their loved one was going to be ripped from them because they're not documented citizens? Who thought that? Who thought that they would be walking down the street and somebody called them a racial slur? Who thought that? Who thought they would get attacked because of their sexual preference? Who thought that? We look at our parents and our grandparents going through these things. We never would have thought that. And as we maneuver, as we find a sense of peace, that peace bears the understanding, that peace bears the knowledge, that peace bears the sanity, that peace bears the controlled emotions, that peace bears the discipline and the love and the grace and the patience and the kindness and the joy and the temperance that we need to maneuver through. And I will say this, and I am, before I wrap this up, I will say this. Y'all know on this platform, we don't get into all these politics and stuff. But I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this as humble and human as I know how. I'm going to need y'all to get y'all asses out there and vote. And if you don't trust the person who is sitting in certain political offices, vote somebody's ass in there that you can trust. We got the midterms. We need to get out there and vote, y'all. If we want to see a change, we're going to have to get out there and vote. And then a couple of years after the midterms, we have the next presidential election. Y'all better get out there and vote. Show up. Vote. You want to keep your rights and you don't want to have your rights altered or manipulated? Vote. Get out there and vote. The best option, the best way to make a change is to protest and vote. That's two of the best options. And there's a handful of best options, but those two are the best options. Protest and vote. We've seen how, when we want to make a change, what voting does. And the same people who is causing this toxic atmosphere are now mad as hell. Because millions and millions and millions and millions of people protest peacefully, no violence. So I don't want to hear us say as people that our voices are not going to be heard, because look how many times in history it has been heard. Look how many times in history it has been heard. So let us, as I wrap this up, we got it. We got it. We got it. We got to stop second guessing ourselves that we ain't got it to maneuver through life. We got it. Tap in to the full extent of the power, the ability, the capacity, the knowledge that God gave you when he breathed life into you. So this is my spiritual hug to y'all. We got it. It's going to be okay. This is my spiritual hug to y'all. Let it out. You cry, you get angry, but when the sun come up tomorrow, we going to get up. We going to hug each other again, and we going to keep walking. It is so good to know that each and every one of you are continuing the journey in this thing called life. It is so good to know that y'all are living. It is so good to know that y'all have not given up. And for those who have given up, and for those who have taken their own lives, we need to speak healing and praying and speak positivity and love and kindness and all of these things into the family and loved ones of those who had decided to take their lives. Yeah, it's emotional. This all of this going on at one time, because we had it to where in the past it happened. You may have had two things overlap or whatever. For the most part, it happened. This time. All of this is happening at the same time. So I get it. I understand. And I'm not going to sit up here and tell no big behind lie and say that it is not affecting me. But I won't succumb to the toxic atmosphere. I won't let it bother me. I can change the things that I can change. And maneuver through with a sense of peace, dealing with the things that I have no control over. We got it, y'all. Stop second guessing yourself. We got it. And we gonna make it. And we gonna be okay. And we gonna open up our eyes tomorrow morning. And we gonna keep going. And we gonna keep walking. And we gonna keep being there for each other. And we gonna keep hugging each other. And always remember, what you put out there, you will reap. So if you're putting some bad things out there in this spiritual atmosphere, I'm going to need you to think twice tomorrow morning about doing it, because you don't want to have to eat that. If we out here finding joy in other people's downfalls, we need to stop finding joy in everybody's downfalls. Because we're going to have to eat that. Let us wake up. Let us go to bed in peace and wake up tomorrow in peace with that breath of fresh air. And let us keep going. Until next time, I am your spiritual life coach, Matthew B. Now, y'all thought I was about to go in and go hard. No, I'm a little peaceful. I'm a little calm. I'm a little calm today. We gonna be okay. And we know what to do. We know what to do. Y'all tap into the solution. We know what to do. Here's what we do. We live, we keep going, we tap into our individual selves, and when it come down to the government, we vote them asses out. Until next time, y'all be blessed, take care, remember to continue to tap in. I will see y'all next time.
Feel the energy flow. Tapping into life, we're ready to shine. With every step forward, we're crossing the line. Embrace the hustle, let the fire ignite. Together we rise, we'll conquer the night. Time's ticking fast, but we're breaking the mold. With a vision so clear and a heart made of gold. No fear in the face of the challenges we meet. We're paving our path, can't accept defeat. Stand up, fight back, let the doubters know. Tapping into life, we're ready to shine. With every step forward, we're crossing the line. Embrace the hustle, let the fire ignite. Together we rise.